Atlantis is finally here. Well, for the most part anyway. Sweaty Sands got cleaned up, plus it got a new gas station in preparation for the Cars update, and some of our favorite POIs are finally being restored to their former glory with new loot spawns. Glad you guys could join us for another map state update here on Top 5 Gaming. Subscribe so you never miss a beat on what's happening in-game. And remember, code T5G in the item shop to support the channel. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Number 16, the Ancient Ship. One of the biggest mysteries of the season was added in the last update, with a mysterious spaceship wreckage found under the surface of the water. Finally, this underwater spaceship has been revealed with the latest map terrain, and you can find it on a small island at the coordinates of F1. You'll notice that approaching the ship now activates a challenge. To continue it, you can actually go to the glowing green part in the cliffside and interact with it. This will pick up the thruster. Now you can find the second part underneath a rock east of the ship. This is the heat shield. One more to go, and you can find this under the water just next to the Ancient Ship. Once you've got all three, head back and install the parts. You now have an option to launch the ship, and doing so will launch a challenge event, and you can actually watch the ship take off. It creates a massive green force field around you, and players cannot shoot through the force field, although it does attract a lot of attention. When we tried this, we somehow got a shark to land on top of the spaceship, but it unfortunately fell off. Either way, this is an amazing challenge, but it doesn't end there, because once the ship flies away, it actually rifts out of the map. Naturally, 4 rifts appear where it once was. This is the first time rifts have been on the map since Chapter 2 began, and with rifts' ties to the storyline, it's very much possible that this challenge is storyline related. Will we see more happen with the ship and the rifts in the future? Only time will tell. I mean, this is the first special challenge event of what I assume will be much more in future seasons. For now, though, you can loot the legendary chest and enjoy your rifts. Number 15, the Shark. The Shark Prison has now been completely drained with the latest update, so you can explore it to your heart's content. There's a new helipad, 3 stories for you to loot, as well as new slurp barrels and veggies. Over time, the Shark has been revealed slowly, but now the entirety of the area is available for you, so make sure you definitely stop by and check it out. The boating dock east of the location has also returned to its former glory, but there's something next to the Shark which is much more interesting, and it's what we've been waiting for since Season 3 began. Number 14, Coral Castle. The biggest change in this update has to be that the city of Atlantis has finally been revealed and is available for you to drop in right now. Although it's not what we expected at all. Instead of being a fully fledged underwater city or some kind of megadome like we were all expecting, Atlantis is officially named Carl. No, I'm just kidding. It was called Carl for a good hour or so, but its official name is Coral Castle. I wish it was called Carl, to be honest. That's a better name. Either way, Coral Castle stands just south of the Shark, and it has replaced the giant whirlpool on the map. The area is rich with buildings for you to explore, from small towers to large temples. It also has a reboot van, and it's just absolutely massive. It's unknown if Coral Castle is actually related to Aquaman or not, but there's no sign of him in the area. It's likely that this place stems from the coral people you can find around the map, who we've been helping since Season 3 began. It's possible that Coral Castle was the original home of the coral people, and that the ruins have now been unearthed. There's a few sculptures in the walls of the temples and stuff alluding to this. What do you think of Coral Castle? Have you had a chance to jump in game and see all of this for yourself yet? If so, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear if you think it's a valuable drop or not. Then again, right now it's a hot drop, especially with how big it is. If you find yourself trapped at Coral Castle, make sure to rotate to either the Shark or the surrounding islands of the ruins. Number 13, Sweaty Sands. The Shark isn't the only POI that's back to normal, as the beach over at Sweaty Sands has been cleaned up and it's no longer full of literal garbage. So feel free to roam the beaches once more, with social distancing, of course. There's also a brand new gas station that's been added on the west side of Sweaty Sands in preparation for the Cars update. We're expecting Cars to be added into Fortnite as early as next week, so with the new gas stations on top of jerrycan files being modified, we are approaching the end game now. A new basketball court has been revealed alongside the new gas station, and the entire west side of Sweaty Sands has just been updated and or remodeled. And for all of you who love to hot drop into Sweaty, it just got better. Number 12, Steamy Stacks. A smaller map change that we spotted with the latest water drain was that an all-new boating dock has been added next to Steamy Stacks. There's not much with it other than a single chest spawn, but naturally, as it's a dock, you can collect some fishing rods and either get some quick loot or maybe have a swift getaway by riding a shark. Either way, it's nice to have these extra little spots handy just in case. Number 11, Hedges. Speaking of docks, the one over at Steamy isn't the only one, because just south of Hedges, there are a total of 5 private docks which have been uncovered with the latest drain. As is the case with most of these places, they of course only have a few chests and a couple ammo boxes. It could maybe be a decent drop in a solos match, but frankly, I just recommend it for rotating and getting some extra ammo and loot. Number 10. The Fortilla. In a really unusual change, the Fortilla has received an update. Usually when the water drains, we either get more areas revealed or some islands being removed completely. With each week, the Fortilla has received a vast amount of changes, from moving around to getting entire areas deleted. With this update, the Fortilla really has not changed much, except for one really odd edit. You might notice that the location has actually just been rotated exactly 90 degrees. I don't know why Epic changed this or decided to turn it, but now the entrance is facing north. It's also closer to the island with this latest continental shift. Other than that, though, there's nothing else here at the Fortilla. A weird change, nevertheless. Number 9. Truckasaurus, Tomato Head, and Burger. Finally, after a few seasons, the Truckasaurus statue that's been underwater since Chapter 2 began has actually moved. You can now find Truckasaurus unfortunately washed up on the shore. I don't know if he's dead or not, but it might not be the end of his journey just yet. The 2 famous mascots of the Fortnite universe, Tomato Head and Burger, have also made a cameo back on the island once more. With the water level drain, the 2 smaller Easter eggs from Chapter 1 have returned. You can now find Burger and Tomato Head chilling at C5 on the map. This, along with Truckasaurus, is more of an Easter egg, but there's still really cool map changes regardless. And it's nice to see old long-running Easter eggs still receiving updates to this day. Number 8, Fortilla and Slurpy Swamp changes. For those of you who love to drop into unnamed POIs, there have been a few changes to the area east of the Fortilla and south of Slurpy Swamps. Visiting the area, we can now see that there are brand new houses, shacks, and even a pipe area that has been uncovered. We'll get into that place in a minute. While this place used to just be ocean, it's now a pretty neat area that has mushrooms and a ton of chest spawns and might actually be a great solo drop for low-pressure looting. You can find these places in the C7 and D7 coordinates, so make sure you remember the spots, because they might just be a hidden gem of a drop. Number 7, Mini Pipe Man POI. Speaking of that area, there's a new Mini Pipe Man POI added to the north of the Fortilla with the new houses. There is a Mini Pipe Man shrine, a few chests, and a ton of slurp barrels for you to heal up. I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy to find out about this little guy. Long live Pipe Man. Number 6. Factories. Last week, the water drain revealed a small part of the factories located at the bottom of the dam. Finally, with this update, the factories have been completely unveiled from the drain, and it is restored for you to drop in and loot. The factories have quite a few chests, an upgrade bench, and a convenient slurp truck on the road right outside. Make sure you remember this place. It's just east of Slurpy Swamp. You can't miss it. Number 5. The Deadpool Yacht. We talked last week about an island right next to Deadpool's yacht that was slowly being revealed. It was a mystery as to what would be on the island, but it seems that the question has been answered. The island is now fully available, and it houses a couple of chest spawns, some wooden pallets, as well as an upgrade bench. Not just that, but Deadpool's former yacht has been moved a slight bit closer to the main island, so it's easier to get to and from. But now it's time for number 4, the Authority. All right, so what is going on with the Authority? This next map change is pretty short and simple, because the weekly water levels have not affected the Authority that much. The perimeter walls surrounding the area made sure of that. With this water level change, the entrance on the north side of the Authority has been uncovered, and you can access it directly from the water. Number 3, Slurpy Swamp. Slurpy Swamps has been slowly revealed to players each week, and while a majority of the area was unlocked last week, the cherry on top has been added with this latest update. The basements in the POI are finally free of water and open for you to loot. Not only that, but the water and slurp juice around Slurpy Swamps now heals you like before the flood. Although the swamp doesn't glow blue anymore, it makes healing just a tad bit more discreet. Number 2, the Crash Site Island. With the lost Easter egg over on the crash site island, there hasn't been much added or removed from the place since Chapter 2 first began. Although last week, this island was revealed by the water draining and we saw the crash site once more. Unfortunately, with this update, the crash site has actually been affected by the appearance of Coral Castle. An additional chest spawn has been added to the plane wing, while the propeller of the plane has fallen down into Coral Castle. A great strategy would be landing here and then heading to Coral Castle afterwards for bonus loot. But now it's time for number 1, the removed boat. Over at E2, last week we sadly saw the removal of the pirate boat and the dance boat that could be found next to the Fortilla. The week before that, we saw the removal of the mini POI that floated just north of the Authority. Now it seems that Epic are continuing the Great Boat Purge and have removed the Pizza Pit boat that was next to the Craggy Cliffs Bridge. I wonder if we'll actually see any of those boats again. Or are we moving into the age of the cars from next week? I'm intrigued and cannot wait to jump back into this new map. What did you guys think of all of those changes? Do you think that there's more underneath all of those ancient ruins? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, you're gonna like this video right over here. Click the annotation on screen right now, and I'll see you guys over there. And keep it right here on Top 5 Gaming.